One thing I noticed is that I get called a lot of names on my videos in the comment section, and it's crazy because I don't know these people, and they clearly don't ever watch my videos. So I'm just gonna do this just because I know they're gonna be idiots and not listen to anything I say. So whatever I say at the, throughout the video, I don't hate black women. I don't, but they won't care. But one thing I notice is that when people try to critique what I say, they come up with excuses for people, for the person or people or the person who does the the act, the crime, the insult, the disrespect. For example, the video that has everyone losing their fucking minds and shit and calling me all kinds of names. They constantly say, you don't know if that's what the lady meant when I clearly stated what she said, how she alluded to the point of calling me or saying that I sound white. I, the whole purpose of her telling me I don't look like how I sound was her saying that. And me kind of pulling it out of her because she knew what she was doing was disrespectful. But yet and still, she wanted to voice her opinion, which is fine. Whatever. You could say I sound like whatever. I don't care. The other thing is people who I guess don't clearly listen, who act or comment and act as if I'm trying to say I sound white. I'm not trying to sound white. I don't care if you think I sound white. The point of me sharing that perspective in that video was to kind of say this. Black women go around talking about how they're down for black men, how they be marching for them in the street when they get shot down, as if that serves a fucking purpose. But they got all this love for black men. And my point of bringing that whole situation up and even sharing it was, if you care so much for black men, why are you so easy to disrespect them? And especially when you say black men shouldn't say talk about their grievances with black women in mixed company, or talk bad about black women and when other nationalities and races or whatever people are around. But she had no problem disrespecting me in front of a bunch of white women, right? So instead of people focusing on, wow, what she did was kind of disrespectful. Not that she's an evil person. I never said she was an evil person. Never said that she should go to hell for it. But my point is this: why is it such a crime to point out the hypocrisy in black women who have no problem talking about how white women culturally appropriate hairstyles when they're wearing blonde weaves? This type of ignorance frustrates me to no freaking end because I don't understand how one could be so oblivious to the fact of the irony of you saying a white woman wearing braids is culturally appropriating a black hairstyle while you spend billions of dollars on hair that looks white. And then the excuse will be someone will inevitably bring up indigenous people from Australia who look Negro or black, whatever, and they have blonde hair. But you're not even wearing blonde hair that is the same texture of your hair, just a different color. You're wearing a completely different texture hair, but nobody gets that irony. The issues that I go through, I don't even say I go through issues because, again, I love expressing my opinion and I love people who come and genuinely either disagree or agree or just are indifferent and just give their opinion. I like the sharing of ideas. I'm not against that. But what frustrates me is are people who are just completely idiots and more likely just trolls, and they convolute the conversation. So somehow I responded like a bitch because she was disrespectful. But yet some of y'all are the same people that will go out and snuff somebody, shoot somebody, kill somebody because they disrespected your mama or they disrespected you. And all I did was I just took my opinion to YouTube and said, hey, this is what happened to me. And I get called all types of names, how I'm weak, how I can't handle. I'm like, are y'all fucking idiots? I'm a married man. I'm married to a black woman. Like, the point is not to destroy black women. The point is to say, look, stop doing this dumb shit. You're better than that. Why why is it that people can't focus on the black women that are doing the stupid shit? They focus on the people who are responding to it. And this is exactly what I feel is wrong with the black community in real life, off of YouTube, is that for all the hate that I've gotten from trolls or whoever who call me all types of names, they never call out the woman who actually did the what I would consider the crime or the act. They called out the person who reacted. Now, when white folks do that to black people, when a cop kills a black person, black people get all emotional and bent the fuck out of shape, and all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter is in a city near you. Yet and still, when a black man has a grievance with a black woman, because if it was a black man, no one would even give a fuck. No one would even come to my page and even say what they have to say. But because a black man has a grievance with a black woman, and not saying that she needs to be hurt, harmed, or anything, but just exposing her behavior somehow makes me the bad guy. It kind of, it's like, it reminds me a small minute of what Tommy Sotomayor goes through. Like, I'm responding to the act that was done to me, and yet somehow that makes me less than. And I tell all of them, I said, the next time a black person gets killed, go to the victim's family and tell them they're acting like bitches because they feel a certain way that their loved one was murdered or whatever. Okay? Do that. Because it's the equivalent of what you're doing to me. And I'm not calling for anyone's death. I'm just saying, let's just stop the bullshit. Let's stop disrespecting one another. Let's just try to make amends and do something. But it just seems like at the end of the day that majority of the black women don't want to make amends. They don't want to do better. They don't want to see better. They just want the same old bullshit to continue on and trickle down and continue to destroy generation after generation after generation and continue to just blame black men for the problem. I, you know, and majority of them want to see this. And for the few that are good out there, um, I would say distance yourself, separate yourself from them. But there's a lot of idiots out there that will focus on defending the culprit as opposed to defending the victim, the person who was affected by what the culprit did. And that's, to me, that's what is wrong with the black community as a whole. Is we sit up here and we blame the victim for having a response to what the criminal did or the culprit did, and that's a shame. But it is what it is, and that's how black people have always been since they introduced this whole, welfare system and the sense of entitlement and stuff of that nature. Is that um, they've grown up with single moms who think that no matter what they do, how bad they fuck up, that just because they're mothers that they and black women that they can't be spoken of. Well, no one is above reproach. No one whatsoever is above reproach. Everyone can get some correction. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna still keep speaking what I'm speaking. I just turned 36, and I ain't stressing what none of y'all motherfuckers say on here. Y'all can call me ugly, fat, a bitch, hurt, whatever. I got beautiful children, a beautiful wife, and this YouTube shit is like something I do because I want to do it, and because I want to share my perspective, and I just want to see who's out there that has my perspective. If you don't have it, then the message isn't for you. There's no reason to be mad. Call me all kinds of names. I don't watch shit on Fox News and go over there and talk shit to them. I don't watch things that make me unhappy or make me miserable. But black folks love being miserable. And that's one thing I realized in the last like 2 to 3 years. Is that this is all they want to do is be miserable. So, hey, go ahead, be miserable, but you won't make me miserable. Call me what you want to call me, but you can never ever tell me that anything that I said was a lie, or that I told some lot of some deception or whatever, whatnot. So, it is what it is, man.